hold on to your chimichangas, folks, because the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer is pure unfiltered comic book insanity brought to life. Deadpool is taking his meta-humor to a whole new dimension. It seems like no superhero trope is safe from his mockery. He's quipping directly at the camera, tossing pop culture references around like confetti, and there's even a shot where he looks like he's trying to change the channel on our reality. Meanwhile, Wolverine is the ultimate straight man, scowling his way through the mayhem. Every line out of his mouth sounds like the world's angriest sigh, and the fact that he's even tolerating Deadpool's nonsense is honestly shocking in itself. And let's not forget the action. This trailer has more explosions, car chases, and ridiculous fight sequences than a 1980s action movie marathon. It looks like the budget for property damage alone could rival a small country's GDP. It's visually spectacular, absolutely ludicrous, and guaranteed to have your inner 12-year-old squealing with glee. Honestly, it's no wonder the fans are going ballistic. This trailer is the perfect storm of everything people love about these characters. It's funny, it's over the top, it's got that classic X-Men grit, and it taps directly into that nostalgic part of our brain that craves a good superhero buddy flick. But beneath all the jokes and mayhem, fans are buzzing about some seriously compelling concerns. So, we all saw Logan. We all witnessed the heartbreaking end of Wolverine's journey. It was a cinematic masterpiece. So the fact that he's popping his claws with his usual gusto in this trailer, well, it's got the fanbase buzzing with wilder theories than a room full of multiverse scientists. Theory number 1. It's the multiverse. The MCU has been going hard on the multiverse shenanigans lately. Could this be a Wolverine from a slightly different reality? Maybe a universe where he didn't get old and frail, or where his healing factor never weakened. The whole time travel and alternate timelines thing give the writers an insane amount of wiggle room to explain how Logan can simultaneously be dead in one reality and ready to rumble in another. Theory number 2. Deadpool hijacked the time machine. You know Deadpool, king of breaking rules and messing with expectations. Did he stumble upon a time-traveling device, go on a madcap jaunt through the past, and pluck a very confused Wolverine out of his timeline for some fourth-wall shattering shenanigans? It's not the craziest thing that's happened in a Deadpool movie, and it might explain why Wolverine looks so perpetually annoyed. Theory number 3. It's not our Wolverine. Remember, X-Men: Days of Future Past. It introduced the idea that there could be tons of different Wolverines out there due to all that timeline manipulation. Maybe this is a Wolverine from a branching timeline, one where events unfolded differently. This would appease the Logan purists who want that ending to remain intact and still satisfy that craving for more Wolverine action. Now, there's the outside chance that the studio is pulling a fast one on us. Maybe it's not Wolverine at all, but his clone, X-23, who was also in Logan. Maybe the film itself will give some sly in-universe explanation that leaves his death intact. But let's be real, the fans want the genuine article, and it seems like that's what they're going to get. The question is, how? Okay, now we're entering the truly mind-bending territory. Deadpool entering the polished, family-friendly world of the MCU is a tectonic shift in the superhero cinematic landscape. We've enjoyed watching Deadpool be the gleefully inappropriate R-rated black sheep of the X-Men cinematic family. But now that he's potentially hanging out in the same sandbox as the Avengers, the biggest question fans are screaming about is, will Deadpool keep his R-rated edge? Disney's not exactly known for letting its heroes curse like sailors or gleefully skewer enemies. Could we have a toned-down, PG-13 Deadpool? The prospect makes some fans cringe, but others are intrigued to see how Deadpool might adapt without sacrificing his core chaotic charm. Maybe he'll get even more ridiculous and creative with his innuendos and ways of pushing that PG-13 boundary to the limit. Then we have the potential for the most legendary cameos and team-ups. Imagine Deadpool's brand of off-the-wall humor bouncing off Spider-Man's awkward earnestness. The sheer comedic potential is making fans giddy. Could he get into philosophical debates with Doctor Strange? Maybe try and outdrink Thor? Or, dare we dream, have a sassy back and forth with Captain Marvel? This is opening the doors to a whole new universe of potential superhero interactions, and the possibilities have fans vibrating with excitement. Let's face it, Deadpool is a walking, talking meta-commentary on superhero films. Now, he's going to be in the actual MCU, side by side with the heroes he's spent years lampooning. Of course, there's always the chance that Deadpool will exist as a glorious anomaly even within the MCU, maybe occasionally crossing over for major events, but generally keeping to his own corner of delightfully deranged absurdity. Now Deadpool and Wolverine's dynamic is the comic book equivalent of mixing fire and gasoline, wildly entertaining, and bound to result in some kind of explosion. Deadpool's chaotic, unbound by any semblance of logic or seriousness, while Wolverine's the epitome of the tortured, gruff anti-hero, burdened by a past he can't escape. Yet, they're bound by their mutant abilities, and let's be honest, a begrudging, insult-filled bond is pretty much the closest thing to friendship these two may ever have. Their fights are the stuff of legend. One minute they're trying to tear each other to shreds, the next they're exchanging insults with the deadpan delivery of a veteran comedy duo. But could that volatile energy ever shift to a grudging alliance? The mere idea of Deadpool and Wolverine teaming up seems like breaking the fundamental laws of physics. Yet the trailer hints at that possibility. The threat they face must be substantial enough for even these two to put aside their differences and face it together. The concept of the ultimate frenemy team-up is what has fans on the edge of their seats. Imagine the one-liners, the eye rolls, the sheer exasperation bouncing between them as they try to save the world together. It's a recipe for comedic gold, and might even add some surprising emotional depth. Could we see a flicker of genuine concern from either of them if the other gets too badly hurt? Will there be an awkward, gruff expression of thanks when it's all said and done? Or will the moment they succeed, it'll be right back to the insults and attempts at bodily harm? One thing is guaranteed, this movie will either redefine the meaning of dysfunctional teamwork, or they will completely incinerate each other in the process. Either way, we're in for a wild, hilarious, and possibly even surprisingly touching ride with this iconic duo. These are some questions and concerns that the fans can't wait to be answered as soon as the movie comes out on July 26, 2024. What are you most excited about in this movie? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of my future videos.